Why do I
I
look
won't.
so high? So
Because I'm low.
I'm talking about like
Oh, I wasn't looking there. And just to start,
I hate popular shit. That's a remake. It's not. It's not a prequel.
oh my, how is it not a prequel? You're in the airplane. That's an action
There
movie.
gotta be some hand-to-hand combat at some point.
That's what love and romantic movies are about. It would be probably in my top 5. Maybe. It's a pretty good list. If anyone's confused, shit out of luck.
Sorry, my Prada's in the cleaners, along with my hoodie and my you flip-flops, you pretentious douchebag.
Welcome back to Pretentious Douchebag Movie Talk, 3rd edition of Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
We got Baby Boy this week.
No, I'm just mad that I just conformed
Yep.
to that. Like Black History Month, just let that slide off your tongue like that.
Look at that. Welcome. Embrace it. Embrace it. You hated it. You laughed at it the first time. Second time, you kind of let it go. And now you're like, yeah, this is it. We're in.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all slave. Okay. Now, and what movie you watched?
I watched Baby Boy.
Yes, sir.
And I watched this, I think, Wednesday night. So we're going on almost 6 days. And I am so damn excited to talk about this one. I'm not saying it. So far, I can understand that. So far, I've watched Rosewood. I've watched Lean on Me. And now Baby Boy. I think I'm going to wait till we're done for me to rank them all. But this one, I'm not saying it's better than the other two. I'm just most excited to talk about this one because this movie is kind of more right up our alley and our sense of humor.
Right.
It's funny. It's effed up. There's a lot to talk about. A lot happens in this short period of time for Tyrese's character. Speaking of Tyrese, he is the oldest looking 20-year-old ever. I realize this. Go ahead,
bro. I didn't know he was 20 until like recent. So I like some of the thoughts that I had about him in the movie. I take back a little bit because I didn't know he was 20. I'm thinking like 27.
As an actor, right? Not the character. As an actor,
I thought his character was like 27. I think he was. I thought he was older, just with a fine ass mom. Like that's it.
So that's a good point. I never looked up how old he's supposed to be.
No, he's 20.
Oh, I'm saying his character though.
His character is 20.
Okay, so that's his age. So it bugged me out because I'm like, man, my first glimpse of Tyrese Gibson as an actor was Too Fast, Too Furious. So I'm like, man, how long of a gap between this and I thought it may be 3-4 years. I'm like, no, it's 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
He's a baby in this, but he looks like he's 26, 27. Like
he look older.
But because he'd already been in the spotlight for so long, right, with music.
The music, yep.
That's probably why. Like he's like, I'm no baby face. Like I've been
I
around.
Say the spotlight. I don't say spotlight, but R&B. He was good at R&B, and then Baby Boy. I think Baby Boy is his first role.
I think so. I think I have one smaller thing, but yeah, this is definitely like out of nowhere role. And
yeah,
again, I even remember this coming out as a what was I 11-year-old white kid. Like this movie was big enough that it reached my consciousness. I just never saw it. So clearly, like he established himself as a name, and then I see Snoop Dogg's in it. So like there's some things working for it. John Singleton being the director of other black movies that I'd seen. It just made me think about Tyrese as like, he quickly does Too Fast, Too Furious the next year. He also does our movie with our boy Mark Wahlberg.
Four Brothers.
Four Brothers. Yep. But after that, he really just kind of gets sucked into the Fast and Furious train.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what you think about. It obviously made him a lot of money, made him a little more well known. I mean, that's how I got to know him. But did that curtail his acting career? Do you think he had a higher ceiling, higher potential, and Fast and Furious kind of squashed that?
I wonder, because he had some new movie that came out that I didn't see. But like I wonder because I think he could play. I think he's better than just that side little goofy character in Fast and Furious. I think he could be a better actor than that.
like he's great in Baby Boy. He's
Yeah.
great, but
Yeah.
is that just a role that was made for him? You know what I mean?
No, it was, to be honest with you, John Singleton, he said he wrote that role for Tupac.
I could see that.
And then like Tupac, what happened with Tupac, whatever. And
So that's why you have the poster in his room.
Yeah.
A giant, I'm sorry, mural. That thing is massive. That's a poster. If this was one, the mural would be this whole thing.
Tupac, the guy out there.
Yeah, I mean it's LA. I get it. I get it. I just it's kind of almost disappointing. I would have liked to seen because he does kind of play similar character in Four Brothers, kind of the muscle with getting the girl in the movie, and he's kind of the comedic effect. So he's kind of playing similar role, but he does a really good job at it.
Yeah, he's just, to be honest, he's the same character in everything he plays.
Yeah, and that's not everyone's going to be Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington. Yeah, I mean, oh, you think Denzel is there, but
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, my bad. But like, yeah, not everyone's got that talent, and what he's really good at, he shows out in those movies. I mean, I think he's one of the best parts of Fast and Furious. You talk about side character, but that movie, those movies didn't get really good. I know they brought everybody back, but without him,
yeah, he's the one.
He's the best part of Too Fast, Too Furious, our favorite Fast movie.
Yeah, word. Yeah, he is.
Okay, so you previewed Baby Boy last week, talking about one word. And it's a word that you said plagues your community, and that's immaturity.
Yes, because I thought he was 27.
Nail that on the head with this movie. Wow. How many times can a guy cheat in a 2-hour movie?
But he's a 20-year-old.
I know, but he's
a 20-year-old. This is what I say about he is immature. But he's a 20-year-old getting pushed out the house.
He always kept saying he worried that.
She said, I shouldn't have to kick you. I want you to go find your own place.
Right. But means she was never actually physically kicking him out. It was one of those, you need to get up and out.
But at 20, that's a problem in the black community.
I know. Well, yeah, at 20, you already have 2 kids by 2 different baby mamas.
He should have been living with Yvette. But yeah.
Yeah.
She had her own place.
But like you said, at 20, like, man, I was still in college. I was nowhere near having to do that. But I'm saying he could have made his life easier. He could have made it easier, but he kept making bad decisions to make it harder by not getting a job and by continuously cheating on his girl.
Because the baby with the other girl, that baby is younger than his son.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to cheat on her to have that baby also. And I was 20 with a kid too. So I look at it like that too. I was 20 with a kid. I didn't act like that. Like, I had my own place, had my own car, had a job.
All right, so they start off the movie with a great line. Guys call the girl mama, their friends boys, and where they live at, the crib.
The black boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that psychotic, that what they call it, the therapist, that was her line.
It's basically saying why they're all still children.
Yeah, how we immature, because that's why.
And I called the crib as that line was going. I'm like, the crib. I'm like, yeah. Points to JP.
You funny as
hell. On the back.
It was obvious, but it's crazy. I never called my house the crib. I call my mom my, like, I don't know, like, what's the other one?
Your friends boys.
I don't call them my boys. They're my niggas.
Guns and butter.
Oh.
Guns and butter.
That's the line,
like,
bro.
Yeah, when he started that, I'm like, where are we going with this? But it's really good. It's basically guns are the real estate. That's the stuff that appreciates in value. Stocks, bonds. The butter is the chains, the cars, the shoes, the stuff that depreciates the minute it leaves the store.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Bro,
and who said that? Line. And who said that?
Vin Rames.
Vin Rames.
That's my guy, bro.
My bad, man. I said it last time. Like, all I know him for is Pulp Fiction, but it's because I haven't watched enough movies, as you've
Yep.
said, and now
Like
I'm learning.
Driving Miss Daisy. There's a couple of them.
Like he's kind of similar, where it kind of feels like he's playing the same character, but he's really good.
And what you think about his character in here? He's see, I had a stepfather, but my stepfather came in my life when I was 5.
Yep,
So,
not 20.
Matter of fact, not even 5, 4. So, like, I know guys that, like, women treat their sons like the man of the house. And then when it's time for mom need companionship, this lady got probably, I think, in her like late 30s. Like, she's a young mom. So she's in her late 30s, maybe early 40s. She need companionship.
At some point.
Now he come in this house. Now it's a whole power dynamic.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like they got off on the wrong foot. Like you can make it work, but when you feel threatened, like you said, that you want to get kicked out, he's going to be the reason you get kicked out, not my mom.
Yeah, and he kept bringing up his brother and all that and everything.
Yes. Yeah, they kind of allude to other companions, like you're saying.
No, it was another guy, and
the
guy said, like, get this dude out of here. Mm-hmm.
So which means it must have been a much older brother, because
a teenage boy, like black boy, like me, like even me, like I said, my stepdad when I was 4. Even when I turned 18, it's like, bruh, like you ain't telling me what to do, bruh. You're not my dad. Like you get that in you at a point, like, and it's wrong. Like I ain't gonna lie, it's wrong. But then you get that. So imagine a new dude coming in that you don't know, this muscle old dude, and you know he's smashing your mom.
So in the movie, I feel like there was, when I start talking about the quality of the movie now, I feel like there was a lot of repetitive scenes, and that was one of the tropes with the stepdad. Now they did do a good arc of.
What you mean repetitive scenes?
Just of, like, oh, he wants to kick me out. Like there was certain scenes that just felt like, well, I've already done this scene just with different language now and different setting, especially with the stepdad. But it did have some good roller coaster moments. Some good, like I said, the guns and butter. Some funny. Let's talk about Ving Rhames and the scene that you warned me about. I thought I knew what it was going to be. I wrote it down.
Oh, you picked the right scene.
Tyrese is no. I thought I had it when Tyrese was sleeping, and it's really funny. He just starts sniffing mid-sleep, and he smells food. Gets up, all happy. Oh, mama's cooking breakfast. Walks out and just sees this giant black ass of Ving Rhames.
That's not the scene, though.
It's not the scene. I thought that was the scene. I'm like, oh, okay. Also got that one. That's funny. That's funny.
Man.
No. I'm just gonna call it the African squat. I'm like, they put this on a movie. This is supposed to be like the serious, John Singleton. We don't talk about this is kind of like the unofficial sequel to Boys in the Hood. Like that's what he even kind of referenced it as that. And Africa, I can't. I'm just visualizing it.
Bruh, you had to try that move if you watched that movie growing up. Like, once it was time to get action, you had to try that move.
All right, so for people that watch our podcast, usually at this point, I like to jump from our podcast to the actual scene so people can see it. I will not be doing it for this, so just go search African Squat F Baby Boy and watch that, and you'll know what we're talking about. I'm not going to put it on here because we'll get 6 views.
Yo,
but it's probably the funniest sex scene I've ever seen.
Oh my god!
And it just kept getting better because you could hear the noises from. He's like, my god, can I get some sleep? People in here, and he just doesn't care.
He's just hopping around, bruh. Nah.
I'm sorry. You talk about them kicking you out. How does that not be like, nah, I'm done?
I got to get the hell out of here.
I can't.
I can't beat this dude.
No.
No. Because, bro.
He tried. He tried that.
You see the funny scene is when they was talking, when he said, He said, "Why you don't bring your kids around?"
How come you ain't brought them around? You ashamed of them? They ugly like you?
They ugly like you. Whenever he said them like that.
They had some great banter
Bruh.
with each other.
And then he walked behind him and grabbed him. He said, "When I'm looking into your eyes, I just see a chocolate little bitch."
He was choking him out.
Yeah. And
It was
then
the
asked him,
first
did he
time.
want something from the store?
Yes. No, you beat me to it. You beat me to it. Does that not remind you of Lean on Me? We talked about this.
Yeah, what about the food?
Where this is the second movie in a row where guys, the one was a verbal fight, a really big one, and Lean on Me, and then they say, "Hey, I'll go get some food." This one, he literally chokes him to the point he almost passes out, and then goes, "You want something from the store?" That's amazing. It's amazing. There's also a line where I know you've mentioned it before, last couple of years, and you're always like, "It's in Baby Boy. You got to see it. You got to see it." Quote: "Let me smell your dick."
That's the scene too. I don't care. That whole scene. Yo.
I didn't realize she actually did it.
And you go down here and smell it.
Oh, you probably watched that shit.
I'm tired, Jody. I'm tired.
Ah, that man, something about that name, Jody. It just,
Oh my God.
I've never really heard that name before, other than Jody Meeks from, but spelled differently. But the way she would say it just annoyed me. Jody, Jody.
Oh my God.
Like,
Oh no, the love, the hate. I hate you.
oh Jesus. So,
Toxic.
there's
Black
the
love.
word. Completely toxic. And I get it's realistic because it happens
Yes.
everywhere, not just in your neighborhood. I mean, that happens. It's just, it's uncomfortable to watch. Like, what are you doing? You know he's cheating on you. You know it, but she's also stuck too because she was paying for the car treatments and the
That's
food.
her car. She didn't have to
It
let
is
him
her
drive.
car. It is her car.
That's how
But
later on he took it.
but he put the rims on it, which we're talking about guns and butter. That was not necessary. But he put new brakes on and an engine. So that
She
stuff.
did not ask.
What do you mean?
He did that. She didn't ask for that. He went out there out of nowhere and did it because he started making a little bit of money selling dresses.
Which he stole.
That was fire. It is what it is. He had to make his money.
That's the Tyrese charm, man. That was a great scene. Him basically just walking into a salon and selling like 15 dresses all in
the
one
lines
day.
he was having, the lines, yo, it was perfect.
This is your color. This is your
And then
type.
you ended with the gay guy.
Of course, yeah. That was
$40. Yeah,
so
but that toxic love that they have.
that's tough. That's tough. Like, and that's where I talk about it being a little repetitive because there was, they fought a lot and they made up a lot, but then at one point they legitimately seemed like they were gone.
They finally
but
broke
then
up.
But then they eventually.
But the thing is with him, yeah, he was cheating. Cool. Okay, now put yourself in a 20-year-old brain. She's still paying jail time phone bill for a dude that's in jail. Like, okay, since you want to just entertain some nigga that's in jail, I'm gonna entertain all these bitches.
All right, so that's a stretch because it was 2 phone calls. Okay, but I'm not going to say, that gives him permission to do that.
But you said that's 2 phone calls. That's what they showed. But when the argument went when he was talking to him, I love the lines when he was arguing with Snoop Dogg on the phone and when he was in jail.
Look, don't call my house no more. My girl ain't feeling you. It's not happening, cuz. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, concentrate on not dropping the soap, you bitch ass nigga. You, cuz.
Focus on not dropping the soap.
Snoop was really good. Really good.
No, what is Snoop Dogg favorite? What's your favorite Snoop Dogg line in that like scene in that whole thing?
Oh man, I don't know if I can.
He was a like a piece of shit in there.
total piece of shit. You talk about Snoop
A lot.
Dogg, and bro. I thought immediately when they shoot him in the legs, you know what I thought? Like, oh, he's the same character from Training Day. Like we're just doing like a universe, a multi-universe here. Like, oh, that's how he gets in the wheelchair in Training Day, and then
This dude.
yeah,
What the hell?
then 10 seconds later, yeah, he's dead. Never mind.
Yeah, man, he deserved it. That joke pissed me off when he did that because, like, get off my mommy. But that I hate that scene. I hate that scene.
Yeah, that's tough.
But you,
Yep,
what's his favorite scene though with him? Because he got one that
With Snoop?
Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay. You know why he deserved to die? That, and he wakes up to the kid watching TV in his fort, and he kicks the fort over. I'm like, oh, this dude's got to die. No. You don't kick a little kid's fort down.
Your fort. I'm telling my daddy, your daddy. Oh shoot!
Even when you quote it, it counts. But I did one earlier, so you're only
Bro,
one.
no. My favorite part is where Jody came to pick up the little boy when he first meets Snoop for the first time in person. And he was like, oh no, he'll come to my house. My bitch. Another one. Oh man.
Snoop just looks so comfortable and casual behind the camera for something he didn't do a lot yet.
Yeah, he did. It was
at that
like,
point.
Nope.
But he just, I know you can just say he's playing himself, but like still, you get nerves when you're doing a movie. And he's just like, I'm sure he smoked a whole lot of weed before it, but he's a really good actor when it comes to a shitty character. Like he did a good job.
Yeah. We talk about quotes. How about my boy Omar Gooden? I'm gonna start calling y'all unstable creatures. Y'all ain't the B word no more.
Unstable creatures.
Unstable creatures, bro. And I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese didn't get SA'd
By who?
by the girl with the braids. What's her name? Pandora.
I mean, he showed up to the house. He had condoms. Or no, he didn't have a condom.
Put yourself in a woman's shoes and say that same thing.
Oh, man, we're not getting into this.
No. She started sucking his bro. She started doing that without permission, then got on top, and he kept saying no, and then finally pushed her off.
Well, he wasn't saying no as such as more
He
like
kept telling no. He kept saying, "I don't want to do this."
He said,
I don't want to do this.
He shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, and then she grabbed his junk and said, "Somebody disagrees," and then pushed him on the couch. What is that, bro? What is that? Nah.
That was a good scene when he was leaving the house.
When he was leaving, that
like
was my best part.
Like that. The writing of this movie, to bring it like more constructive, the writing of this movie is what I love the most because it felt like only maybe 60% of it was true script to vocals, where there's a lot of improv going on here. A lot. It's just like, hey, do your thing. Like, because you could tell, like, it wasn't always smooth. There's a lot of talking over each other, but it works because like that's how people argue when they're mad or in love.
You know what John Singleton did? They said when he did this movie, he made them all, like, as soon as they showed up to set, they had to show up in character.
Mm-hmm.
He said I guess it got so bad that like Omar Gooden, him and Vin Raines, because you see their characters, how they are. They had to show up in character. So they end up getting into a fight.
Wow.
And Vin Raines ended up having to slam him and like let him know, like, yo, I'm the big dude. I'm the big dog around here. Like that character don't mean
I was Marcellus Wallace. All right. Calm down. Yeah.
What was you saying?
For instance, the scene where they're arguing up and down the stairs in front of the apartment, like where it felt like he was the aggressor and then she was the aggressor. And then he would go up the stairs and threaten her. I'm like, it's uncomfortable listening to, but it's like, man, this is how people argue. This is how couples argue who are in toxic relationships. I'm saying all couples do this, but
yeah,
it's a to a T, a toxic argument. And then they up having sex. Like
yeah,
Jesus.
And it probably was wet as hell, but go ahead. I'm saying.
Okay, so I brought this up a little earlier about It being the quote unquote sequel to
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. Thank you.
You told me that. You're the first person that ever told me that.
Yeah. So what's with the happy ending? I was surprised. I assumed somebody was going to either go to prison or die. Now I know they allude to it a lot with Tyrese, like the dreams about
Yeah.
him being in prison or dead. I'm not.
But
I
he
didn't,
didn't get caught. He didn't go to jail.
right, and I kind of guessed it wasn't going to be him, but I thought someone's going to die here that's going to be really sad, and it never happened. It just surprised me coming from John Singleton. They get married. They have another kid. Like the mom and dad or the stepdad seem like they're still together. Like everybody good. Just surprised me.
You can make it out the hood through hard times, JP. That's what he was showing, bro. You don't have to end on a sad note because you're black. You feel me, bro?
It just surprised me. That's all I was saying. I was ready for it. I don't know. It seemed like that kind of movie where, man, someone's dying here. Too many black people in a movie. Nobody dying.
I thought Gooden, Omar Gooden was gonna die. His homie. I thought his name Sweet Pea. I thought he was gonna die.
Not gonna lie, with the drive-by shooting, I thought that had me. Usually, I can tell when stuff is fake, and that had me. I thought he legitimately got shot because I'm like,
told him to get his bitch ass up.
I'm like, man, just not the girls, not the baby. And then you're right, that would be a perfect moment for Omar Gooden to get shot.
Yeah.
Man, there's some bad shooting in that car. Snoop
Word.
can't shoot when he's high. All right, so Baby Boy, I'll do him out of 10s because it's a little easier than just like you do rock and roll. Baby Boy, again, entertaining, but not as cohesive as Lean on Me or Rosewood, because it's basically, I get it. You're just showing a day in like a week in a life. I just think that there was a couple repetitive scenes, so it made the movie a little longer than it needed to be. But it was funny when it needed to be. It was heartfelt when it needed to be. And it was scary when it needed to be. I'm going to give it an 8. Solid 8.
Well, that's cool.
Which is a really good... Cause, you know why? Because I'm going to remember this one. Like, okay, I'll remember Rosewood for the white guilt. And I'll
don't have that much white guilt to remember that. But go ahead, bro.
It's true. It's number 1 on the list. I'll remember Lean on Me for Morgan Freeman's performance. But I'm going to remember Baby Boy just as the movie.
Word.
And for the good and bad, the stuff I didn't like and the stuff I really did like, because it's a hard watch coming from me. It's like, man, it makes me appreciate my life, makes me appreciate my relationships. I'm just saying, like, when you watch that, it's just like the stuff that, like, man, I'm glad I don't have to do what he's doing, but I'm glad I'm seeing what he and other people have to go through.
It's a lot of people that I like those relationships like that. It's like you can't live without that person, but it's hard to live with. It's like it's two different sides with trauma from both sides.
Yep.
Because that reason didn't have a dad either.
Nope.
He didn't talk about it much.
No.
That wasn't brought up no time in the his dad was like period. It was his brother all the time. But yeah, 8 is pretty solid from you.
8 solid.
But I will rate it higher. I'll tell you, this is a hood classic, bro. This is our movie, bro. This is our movie.
Well, okay. Movie. On the hood curve, it's a 9.6.
Oh, the hood curve is crazy. Yo. Don't ever say no hood curve shit to me like that again.
Pause.
You nuts.
Pause.
Here you go.
Well, my nuts are a little sore right now, man.